Hey! Welcome to Fanfic Talk episode 7. The episode we always wanted to make. Since the very beginning. Dominic, what are fanfictions?
I don't know, geez, what are our fanfictions?
I'm asking you.
You know what, why don't you name the fanfic? Because you have the laptop. I can't afford a laptop.
I'm asking you.
Alright, well, you know what, I'll tell you our fanfics today. Jeez, I can't even reach it. You say the fanfics.
We have Alvin and the Chipmunks and Finding Nemo.
Alvin and the Chipmunks and Finding Nemo?
Yep.
Since we can't even afford a coin this time around, we're once again using the power of the internet.
Okay. So, for Finding Nemo, we have the great adventure of the good Sir Nemo.
This is the first time I'm hearing these titles.
And of Fish and Men.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so fish and men can be tails then.
Okay, yeah.
Alright, internet, don't ruin our day
The
again.
great adventure of the good Sir Nemo's heads. Dang it!
Alright.
We have a Fish and Men. Oh! Why? Whoa! What are you doing?
Would you like me to start off this read?
Let's read the description first and then you can read.
Okay.
After a Dory-related accident with some toxic waste,
Oh,
Marlin and Little Blue herself are stuck as human teenagers, stranded in Sydney. Meanwhile, Nemo and the Tank Gang search for them. I don't even remember what the Tank Gang was.
the tank gang. Hey, hang on one sec.
Hang on. Hang on.
one sec.
Hang on.
Hang on
Hang
one
on.
sec.
Uh-oh. Whoa, hey, 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 hey.
A word from our author, Jenny. That's me.
Jenny does it.
Okay. Hello, everyone. This is my first fanfic ever. Hopefully her last, I'm assuming.
Nope.
And I know it's not completely original. Oh, boy. But just give it a shot, please! With 5 exclamation points. Please give it a shot.
What's the point, Jenny?
I think it's best that you actually see Finding Nemo before you read this. Also, I'm afraid I don't own anything from Finding Nemo. Cries. Pixar and Disney own it all. The lucky okay. Read on. And I stress again, this is my first ever fanfic. So go easy on me. I've lost my mind.
Oh, what?
I've lost my mind.
Okay. I'm good with that.
Of fish and men. So what I'm taking away from the description is that the toxic waste is going to turn them into teenagers. They're probably going to go to high school or something.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I don't know how that would work. Or are they going to turn into humans while underwater? Like a million miles under the sea and just explode?
Oh.
There's 284 reviews? Gee, there's 284 reviews!
What?
There's 284 reviews! How's that possible, Cheese? It was almost night when they arrived. For almost 4 days, Gill had led his friends from the murky waters of Sydney Harbor to the colorful and picture-perfect landscape with the Great Barrier Reef and his true home. The orange light from the evening sun reflected through the water, telling him he didn't have long to find somewhere for his tank gang to stay. But he so wanted to explore. He swam aimlessly through parts of the bright coral and looming seaweed. His friends followed him through stunned silence. Finally, he stopped and turned to them, a proud grin plastered on his scarred face.
Plastered.
So, he started.
Oh.
That's how he says it. So, he started, what do you think? Isn't it everything you ever imagined? Peach sighed. Oh, Gill, it's beautiful. There's no... Okay. Gill, it's beautiful, I think is what we're supposed to say. Gurgle picked up a small, shiny pink shell and beamed. It's too clean. I could live here easily. There was happy chatter from the group as they took in their new surroundings. Gill, however, was silent. Well, hello there, neighbor. A friendly-looking seahorse and a round pink octopus just came up behind the bubbles. He screamed and dived behind the bloat. The bloat? And dived behind the bloat. The octopus smiled. You're new here, aren't you?
That's mysterious. Gill came forward. They are. Do you know where we can find a place to stay tonight? Sure, we'll have a quick tour of the area too if you like. The seahorse invited them in. The gang beamed, relieved, and followed the two tour guides while giving their thanks. Gill turned to head in the opposite direction where Peach spotted him. You're not coming, she asked. I've got things to do first, Peach, he said, swimming away. I'll catch up with you guys later, okay? She smiled knowingly. Hey. Gill had been so eager to get home, he probably wanted to find Nemo.
Where is Nemo? Has he even been in the story yet?
Well, if you find the shark bait, you'll come and get us, won't you? Gill turned.
You're alright over there? He's gone insane. He's seen too many things.
Nodded coolly, then carried on his way while Peach followed her friend. The area was even more beautiful than Gill remembered as he took in every single detail. For a moment he thought it was all a dream. The dreams you hate where all your wishes come true.
What?
And then you wake up to reality.
Oh.
But this is reality, he thought. His dream of escaping the tank and returning to the sea had come true.
Well, good on you,
He
Gill.
sighed happily when suddenly he heard a familiar giggle from behind. From behind the forest of seaweed. A group of youngsters were playing and laughing, and there in the middle was a healthy clownfish. Hey, shark bait, Gill said quietly, though the children still heard his little voice. Some of them looked confused and scared. Nemo, however, couldn't contain his excitement. Gill! You gotta come meet my dad, he cried joyfully, grabbing Gill's fin and pulling him away from the cuts.
Rips off his fin.
Ha! He also talked about school and his friends, and then went into questioning Gill about the gang and how they escaped the tank.
Okay, how long is this story?
Maybe we should skip that one.
Oh my gosh. How many chapters are there? Please don't be loud. Please don't. No, we have to scroll through the chapters. Jeez, why did you pick this? Didn't you look at it at all?
No.
Jeez.
I just like the name.
This is what happens when I put you to find the
trust
fanfiction.
me.
Hang on, let's pick which chapters to read. We got Marlin the Charmer. I want that one.
Losing your hope.
On chapter 8, Losing Your Hope. A Mindless Eating Machine, chapter 12. A Complicated Emotion, chapter 15. And then what do you say we just move all the way to the end?
Yep.
This is going to be the longest episode.
Fun stuff.
Chapter 6, Marlin the Charmer. Oh, I can't believe we skipped this part. And the chapters are so long. I can't believe this. Look, this is so long. This is the size of an entire fanfiction. And it's just one chapter.
You'll thank me later.
No, I won't. That's a lie. Oh, gosh. Nemo,
Yeah, you don't have to read all of it.
you're going to wake up under the ocean. Nemo looked over at Gill. Nemo looked over at Gill. Nemo!
No, not switchboard bubble.
Nemo looked over at Gill for some sort of reassurance, but he was concentrating on the passing turtles all around them. Nemo gazed around him quietly. He smiled a little. They were riding the EAC with Crush, heading straight for Sydney. Though Nemo still wasn't sure if that meant they would eventually find his dad and Dory. Oh, so this is like finding Marlin and Dory? And they're still not teenagers, though. Nemo began. He had no idea that they would save him. Only Gill knew. So, Little Wings, how do you plan on saving the Jelly Man? Oh, I think that's Crush speaking. Nemo heard Crush's sing-song voice and almost ignored it.
It's not a sing-song voice.
Yeah, it's just kind of a surfer voice. I've never heard anyone say sing-song. Wake up. Nemo began. He had no idea how they would save them. Only Gill knew. And at the moment, he didn't seem to be talking to anyone. Everyone wondered why. Crush gave Nemo a look and said, "You poor little dude, I have no idea what's going on." But Nemo didn't notice. Instead, they both looked at Gill in unison for some explanation. Finally, Gill looked over to them and spoke loudly for the gang all to hear. "We'll go from Nigel. He can fly us around Sydney to look for anything that matches the symbol of toxic waste in the tin." Oh, maybe it's just Marlin and Dory that could turn to teenagers. That would explain what's going on.
Oh, we skipped that whole part. Oh,
Well, we're not backing up.
Marlin the Charmer. I get it.
Oh, he's gonna... Oh, no!
Hey, ladies.
Let's scroll down, because I just found the part where they start talking about Marlin.
Marlin sprinted around the corner of the dark alley, Dory stumbling behind him, singing in an amusing normal way. Then he groaned loudly and ran back. Well, he came grabbing Dory's sweater as he went.
Dory has a sweater.
Whoa, mister, what you think you're doing? Dory quizzed him angrily, not recognizing him. Get yourself off of me, she struggled. She waved her arms around enthusiastically, then did a short twirl and fell into Marlin's arms. Uh-oh. She giggled and looked up at him. For a moment, Marlin held on to her, shocked, but then gathered himself and sighed with a frown.
Marlin the Charmer.
Sort yourself out, Dory. She pulled herself out of his arms and stared. Marlin's face turned soft. Please, Dory. I just want to get home.
Do you think putting my hands over my face for this long could suffocate me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
For a moment, Dory looked confused, but then she smiled a little. Okay. Good, she's back to normal, Marlin thought. Okay, now let's find that van, he said, starting to walk off in any particular direction. Rum? Dory asked hopefully. Maybe she's not back to normal, Marlin thought. No, Dory, he realized. We were going to find the van. Oh my god. The van with the same symbol on it as the one in the tin. The van that might be our only chance of ever getting home. He started to sound frustrated. The van that I would have been able to catch if you hadn't. Marlin stopped. It wouldn't be right for him to blame Dory for anything, as if it wasn't really fully her fault. After all, he had been the one who told her to find food. And find food she did. At least they thought it was food.
But it wasn't as toxic waste.
I'm sorry about the ice cream thing, Dory said knowingly after a long time. That's my smile. She went through her mouth to get rid of any more of the human tree. Finally, Dory was becoming herself again. She smiled back, come again to the final bench and go to Marlin.
Maybe I should read. I didn't do anything, Marlin stammered. He frowned back, trying to be brave. But to no avail. Dave pushed him to the ground and started to roll up his sleeves.
Yeah, who wouldn't want to pick on a kid who had a voice like Marlin does?
I definitely would.
Yeah. I wouldn't do it with my son.
Preparing for a fight. Marlin's eyes grew wide. Why can't you just leave him alone? Dory stood up and shouted at him. She was almost as tall as Dave. The bully turned around to look at his friend with a disbelieving smile on his face.
Oh.
Then faced Dory again, bringing his face to hers. What are you gonna do about it? Pink eye? Ew. Ew! Oh wait, I think she literally has pink eyes though. I don't know. Marlin watched Dory again. She looked furious.
Purple eyes.
She has purple eyes?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Hang on.
Hang on. Hang on. Hang on.
I see something!
I don't know. What do you guys think? Pink or purple or red or...
Let me see.
Leave a comment below. Let us know in the comments. and we'll read them.
Maybe a hot pink one.
I don't know. Marlin watched Dory again. She looked furious as he watched her hand curl into a fist again. No, Dory, not the fist. Crash!
Right.
Dave
That
immediately...
doesn't sound like a punch.
That's a strange... Why not use Kerthwack? Dave immediately fell backwards into Rachel and the other boy, clutching his bloody nose. Dory, realizing what she'd done, hid her hand and smiled sheepishly. Let's skip ahead to Chapter 8, Losing Your Hope.
Oh boy.
I want to this chapter is going to be about two people reading fan fictions.
Marlin and the three men spun around when they heard the sneeze come from the tank. The leader sniggered as a young boyish henchman stalked over to the tank. Great, Marlin thought as he watched Dory being pulled out by her collar, dripping wet.
Did they try to get back into the ocean?
She waved at everyone. Alcovans pulled over to Marlin's side. Sorry, she whispered to Marlin. He didn't answer. They both stared at the tall man in front of them. Who had clearly...
Try to speak a bit clearly.
Sorry, it gets hard.
Yeah. We're just starting to slur words.
Cleared his throat loudly. He smiled, somewhat intimidating. So...
Somewhat intimidating. Not actually intimidating, just somewhat intimidating.
Said, pacing up and down slowly. Come to mess around, have we? He asked. There was no answer. The big man nudged Marlin forward, indicating him from the talk. We're only looking for help, he stammered, rubbing his arm. Dory smiled and nodded energetically, shaking water all over the boy behind her. Well, the man grinned and opened his arms. In here, what do you want? Marlin swallowed. Do you own this place?
Keep your English.
And all this stuff? The ferryman answered gruffly for his boss. No. It's all fine.
I'm Junior, the blonde boy murmured in Dory's ear. Nice to meet you, Dory said pleasantly. Marlin said nothing but raised an eyebrow. The leader took out a cigar and lit it.
This is not child-friendly.
Leaning against the table casually. Call me Barnes.
Oh
said,
God, whoa.
Puffing smoke. And who might you be? I'm Dory. Dory waited. He's Marlin. She watches the cigar with interest. What's that? Barnes' sly grin reappeared. It's a cigar, love. You don't want to try these. Oh, so he's trying to teach child lessons. Cheer up there, kiddo. Oh, sorry, mate. I thought that it was all you wanted, Barnes said. He said mate, so I guess he's Australian. They are in Sydney. Do you own that toxic waste? Dory finished for him.
Is this the villain?
Pointing to the tins in the far corner of the warehouse.
Is this a villain, a toxic waste crazed man?
He's a toxic waste salesman. His smile had faded rapidly. Maybe. Why? What's it got to do with you? He sneered.
Bloody hell.
Dory bit her lip and put her arms down. Marlin gulped. Go! Well, we found some and we ate it, Dory chirped in. Suddenly cheerful again. It tastes good, but it needs something else, she trails off. Barnes looked at her, confused, then stared at Bunny and Junior. You ate toxic waste? He asked, almost laughing. Marlin blushed. Well, Dory did, and it affected her. Bad, he lied.
Why is Marlin blushing?
Barnes sneered quietly and dangerously at the blonde boy. Keep it moving unless you want your butt kicked. Oh man, I'm scared now. Barnes is getting angry, Cheese. He's getting upset. Barnes. Junior, still frowning, turned to Dory and pulled her away. They could hear Barnes snickering to himself as they went down some stone steps into a dimly lit basement. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Where are we going? Dory asked innocently.
Uh-oh.
Nowhere, came an angry reply. Dory squinted into the darkness, then shrugged. Okay. They were both pushed into a small empty cell at the end of the basement, with one tiny window. I think I'm just going to skip to another chapter.
Okay.
There's nothing good here.
Alright, this is chapter 12. It's called a mindless eating machine. And keep in mind, I've completely lost my mind at this point, that's why I'm talking like this. We're dead! We died! We're dead! I ain't gonna I don't even want to talk like that anymore. Slowly he peeked open an eye. He was met with two startlingly ruby red eyes staring straight back at him.
Hey. Sounds familiar. You got this.
A pair of glowing red eyes looked on at the scene and started to fade away within the soft eagle chuckle.
Met with two startlingly ruby red eyes staring straight back at him.
A pair of glowing red eyes looked on at the scene.
The ruby red eyes.
Glowing red eyes.
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 Red eyes. Oh, Dory, thank goodness! He sighed relieved, hugging him more tightly than he already was. He reclosed his eyes, becoming completely immersed in his relief when suddenly they shot right back open.
We haven't even gotten to the Alvin and Chipmunks one yet.
Where's the shark? Where's the shark? He shouted, quickly scanning the area. Okay, Dory, I don't see him. We need to get back to the boat now. Are they still humans?
Yes. Thank. I don't know.
Oh, they're fish now.
Oh, that's bad.
He shouted as he grabbed it and started to quickly swim toward the surface. Well, of course! What wouldn't we? Asked Dory, flashing him a completely innocent smile.
Dory, you idiot. And when you really think about it, why would two giant sharks even care about these little bitty fish? Like they're after seals and humans that have eaten too many cheeseburgers. They don't care about clownfish.
Dory, get out here now!
No, shouted Dory, sounding more and more like a child pine, muttered Marlin, gulping.
Her mind gulping.
Muttered Marlin, gulping. That wasn't a mindless eating machine.
Yeah, what was that? John, what is
The bloody hell was waiting!
What's next?
Are you finding Nemo?
It's chapter 15. It's a complicated emotion.
Return of the Tank King.
I don't want to read that. Okay. Oh, most of this is dialogue. Most of this is dialogue. Okay. Oh, boy. Marlin felt his heart drop into his stomach.
Oh my.
Captured, he whispered to himself. His deepest nightmares flashed before his eyes. The worst of the worst scenarios that could have possibly happened to his son. Scenarios. Captured. He brought up his fins to hold his head in a frantic manner. No! No! Captured. He screamed as his body started to shake. His mind whirled in depths of his sorrow, and he became numb to the world around him. Suddenly he felt a comforting pressure gently grab his fin, pulling it away from his face.
What do you think of that, Mike?
This pleasant pressure sent tingles down his fin and through Marlin's entire body, growing stronger until it pulled him back to here and now. He opened his eyes and looked to see Dory holding fins with him.
Oh, wow. There was never a romance between them. Come on.
He looked into her eyes.
Come on.
And saw all the soothing and encouraging words that didn't have to be uttered. He held his gaze for a brief moment before closing his eyes and taking a deep, calming breath and letting it out. All right then, he whispered, and Dory smiled.
Come on, Mike. Cheer up, Mr. Grumpy Gills.
Witnessing a father's anguish, especially... There's a word that hasn't come up yet. Witnessing his father's anguish, especially this father's, was not something Nigel ever wanted to see again, so he bowed his head, as if in shame, and uttered an apology. "I'm so sorry, mate," he said. "It happened so fast. There was nothing. Oh, the others could..." He's a new character. Maybe he's Marlin's long-lost son. "It's okay, Nigel," Marlin interrupted. "We need to focus on a way to save Nemo. And wait, were there others caught too?" "Yeah, mate. They were all caught in that fishing net," Nigel confirmed. "Are they okay? Where did they go?" asked Dory, concerned and curious. "They were fine, thank goodness," Nigel answered. "The humans knew they weren't normal harbor fish and pulled them into one of the cooler things full of water. I followed them until the humans sold them to the pet shop in the city." Marlin's jaw dropped. Nemo's in the human world again. Not only that, wait, Nemo is in the human world now? Excuse me?
You need to pay attention to the story.
Good one. Alright.
Get me a break, Mike.
Sure, but only to the front door. Can't go in the store to get them. We'd have to be human to do that. They'd kick me out before we even had hope of finding them. We'll never save them. I'm skipping ahead. Marlin sighed, exasperated. "Dory, please," he pleaded before gently grabbing her fin again. "Where I'm going and what I'm about to do, you can't come."
Suicide.
Not that I don't
I
want
hope
you
he
to.
dies.
I just don't want you to get hurt. He looked up to meet her ruby red eyes. Oh, they're red now. And saw her...
I thought they were purple.
And saw her smiling down at him. Suddenly, before Marlin could do anything, Dory quickly leaned forward and kissed him.
How many times have I said that?
For what seemed like a millionth time that day, Marlin's head spun. But this time it was different.
They were never in love. They were just friends.
The spinning felt good, heavenly even. Then, as suddenly as it started, it ended. Marlin just floated there for a moment.
Whoa.
Dead.
Is he dead? He's gone belly up, mate.
Marlin just floated there for a moment. Suddenly,
Marlin.
before he could react, a giant harpoon shot through the waves, striking Dory in the dorsal fin and sending... No, yeah.
John.
I wish. No, instead he just says, as he reached the surface, he quickly found Dory floating nearby.
Whoa.
Nigel still pursed. Oh, Nigel is the...
Oh, a pelican.
Yeah. Good job. Get lost. When you look at that, we're already at chapter 22, the end.
Whoa. Chapter 22. I got this.
Finish it.
I was born
Maybe.
for this.
If you were born for this, you shouldn't have been born at all.
Oh man, this is way too long.
Find a good part and read from there.
I'll skip. Ooh. He heard the metal barred door slam behind him. Marlin rose to his hands and knees and stared at the ground below him, tears sliding down his face. It was useless. He was locked up. He wasn't going to get out. He was never going to see Nemo again.
Nemo.
Dory. Dory, Marlin sobbed. Even if I did get out of here, I'll never see her again. More tears slid down his face, his sobs getting louder.
Hey, concentrate on your son.
Hey, yeah. Hey, knock it off, said a voice from behind him.
Bros before Nemo.
Or I'm gonna shove your little orange head down the toilet. Slowly, Marlin turned to glance at this big teenage brute of his cellmate, complete with full body tattoos. The juvenile was sitting on the edge of his bed, pounding a fist into his palm. I'm not scared of you, Marlin said, calmly dismaying the boy's violent gestures.
That's not the first thing you should ever say to a cellmate. I just ignore him. Boy.
Shouted the officer, coming to the cell's door. What's going on in here?
back off.
Is this his way of escaping? Because that's brilliant. I don't think they're that smart.
I don't know. No way, I haven't had a good beatdown since I pummeled my last roommate, sneered the crook, turning back toward Marlin. Skipping ahead. It was cold. That was the first thing Marlin noticed once he came to.
Yep, that's what that's like.
It was a relief after the burning pain that had ravished his body just moments before. Ugh, my head. My head too.
This is the end? How are they gonna tie up the story this shortly?
This is a long night. Ugh, my head, Marlin moaned as he tried to open his eyes before snapping them closed against the harsh light. Ow. He decided to stay right where he was. There was no rush. He was stuck in a waterless world surrounded by humans that wanted to fill his last moments with pain until his unavoidable end arrived. Yep, might as well just lie here and wait for someone to kick me over, concluded Marlin depressed. Yep, same here. He didn't have to wait very long before he heard a voice. Hi! Yep, here it comes. Where'd that orange-headed punk go, yelled the voice. Marlin heard rushed footsteps. The fish! What the? Jesus! Wait, what? Said Marlin, his eyes flying open.
The moment this...
I was in water! What? He looked down at himself. Orange, he noted before lifting his hands. No, fiends! He turned a giant smile on his face. Tail!
Mom looked up at the boy just in time to see the guy reach over toward the flusher and look at confusion in his face.
Screamed Marlin as he was flushed down the toilet. Nemo perked up at seeing his lackadaisical friend.
Lackadaisical?
Not much, dude. Ready for school?
Is the story ending soon? How far did you skip ahead?
I should really skip ahead more. Okay, yeah. Gill and Pearl turned source of the shout. Squirt, shouldn't you be back in school? Who's back? Asked Gill. The Jelly Man, skipping ahead.
No.
So what's up?
End it.
Hold on, we're at the end.
End it.
Hold up, sharp bite, cutting Gill smalling. Why didn't we just show him? Huh? Started Marlin. The tank gang looked at each other and backed away from each other, plotting to reveal one very special regal blue tank. Marlin stared frozen.
Dory's a
place.
blue tang.
Dory, he whispered. Hi, she greeted, waving happily. Where have you been, buddy? Dory, yelled Marlin, swimming around, grabbing her to hug. Oh, Dory, you're alive, you're alive! He cried happily into her side before pulling her back and, oh God, skipping that. And kissed her on the lips. Uh-oh. More kissing, I missed you too. Marlin chuckled, pulling both Dory and Nemo into a giant smile spread across all their faces. Yeah, but I'm back! His grip tightening around his loved ones. Let's go home.
Okay, it's my turn to flip the coin. Can you hold this camera? Jeez. Get up. Get up so we can read the Alvin fanfiction. Get up. Hey. Hey, get up.
Okay.
I had an Alvin fanfiction.
The coin. That's right. The show must go on.
Hold it here.
The show must go on for the fans.
So it's time for our Alvin...
We have a lot of fans, man.
Alvin
fan club.
it's time for the Alvin and the Chipmunks fan fictions. And Big Cheese is holding the camera as awkwardly as he possibly can. What are you doing? This is why we have a tripod. Okay, it's time for me to read these titles for the first time.
my stomach.
Alvin and the Chipmunks, Final Stand, and Dave's death.
Yay!
Can I point out, Dave's death is just this long. Look at that, everyone. Just this long.
You can't actually even see the screen.
Oh gosh. They can sort of see it. It's just that long, guys.
Yeah.
Now if we land on Alvin the Chipmunk's Final Stand, we're looking at a total of 8 chapters. And after what we went through in Finding Nemo, I really want the short one. So the short one is going to be Tails. Tails is going to be our saving grace. Cheese, if you could be so kind, point the camera, and let's hope that it lands on Tails again.
Come on.
Here we go.
Come on.
Tails. Yay! I know what our favorite fanfic is going to be today. Yahoo! There it is. Yippee!
Whoa.
What was that noise?
I think it was my back.
Oh, are you alright? Can you stand?
Yeah.
You got it? Oh my gosh. Dave's Death by Bad Boy 1000. Short story. This story goes out to, hey, can you be quiet? Hey, I know there's a spine sticking out of the back of your back right now. I'll just hang you up by a rope and hit you really hard, and that solves it. I saw it in a movie once, okay?
Okay.
Just hang over there, Paul.
Dog, not rises.
Yeah, thanks.
It works.
It really works. We need an old man to do it, though.
Okay.
Okay. This story goes out to Alvin.
So just a bit of blood.
I'm gonna come over there. Break your back a second time. I'm gonna rip your spine out like Shelby did to Cookie Monster in the Cookie Monster fanfic. So be quiet. This story goes out to Alvin Selville Rockstar 101. This story is about how Alvin Selville feels after Dave dies. This is a CGI Alvin and the Chipmunks one-shot, but the story, what does it matter if they're CGI? Okay, and keep in mind that the Chipmunks are 12 years old in this story. Dave's death. Alvin sat in his room, crying, his little chipmunk heart out. I see why you chose this. His father figure, Dave, had just passed away, and Alvin saw it happen. Oh my god, we get a flashback to it. Dave was driving a car with Alvin in the passenger seat. He was taking Alvin to a soccer game. Soccer spelled like sock-er. Out of nowhere, a driver pulled out in front of Dave.
Dave, look out!
Alvin screamed, but it was too late. Smash! Alvin jumped out the window just in time. Alvin walked over to Dave and saw he wasn't breathing.
No!
Alvin cried. End of flashback.
I need to finish this.
You can't...
I need to finish this.
Do everything around here. Bring the stupid camera.
I need to finish this. What did my dad say? He said, good. Yeah.
Just read the fanfic already. Yeah, this is just gone out of hand. Alright, just finish.
Alvin sighed, remembering all the times he had with Dave. Alvin could only try to hold back sobbing.
You alright?
Huh?
I think you might be losing oxygen to your brain.
Oh.
Don't worry about it.
He's only 12 years old. It is very hard for him to go through this kind of problem. Alvin blames himself for everything, including before the car impacted. He just couldn't stand the thought of why Dave would die.
Because he hit a car. fanfic readers just so happen to die sooner than most people. That's just a fact.
Just then there was a knock at the door. Alvin slowly helped from his bed.
Oh no, is Dave gonna be
Gill
alive?
answered the door. When he opened the door,
No, please say it's not Dave. Please, please don't say it's Dave.
he felt something, metal against his face. He couldn't see what is pressed against his hip. All he knew was a loud bang.
Oh, is he gonna get shot and then he gets to join Dave in the afterlife?
Meanwhile, up in the living room, Simon jumped up to hearing the sound of a shotgun.
Yes!
He ran downstairs to find Alvin laying on the ground, not moving or breathing.
Yeah, a shotgun to a chipmunk? There wouldn't be anything left.
No! Alvin is with Dave now, probably causing trouble.
Oh my god, I predicted the end!
We got a good comment here.
There's one good comment, probably the best thing I've ever heard.
One good comment. Was speaking for all of us. It took you 6 hours to write this piece of crap? Seriously?
Whoever wrote that comment, please join us for the next episode that will never happen. Due to Big Cheese's impairments, we had to change our seating arrangement. Thanks! Yeah, I'm talking to you. Yeah. Big Cheese, we had a couple fanfics tonight. I don't know if you noticed them.
What?
Yeah, we read a couple fanfics today. I don't know. Do you know that?
Finding Nemo.
Yeah, we read some story called Finding Nemo, and
Dave's death.
and we read Dave's death.
Yeah, Alvin and the Chipmunks got shot in the head.
With a shotgun. I love how it's not, I guess we're starting with Chipmunks. We're kind of flipping things around, but who cares? Oh my god! Cheese! Who just cut the cheese?
What are you doing over there?
I think you know perfectly well what I'm doing over here, right? So, I love how they didn't even bother to explain who shot Alvin or why.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares, except for the person who wrote this fanfiction. It took them 6 hours.
I still like it, but it's funny.
It's short. It's short and it's for what it
think
is.
the other Nemo story would have been better. Sir Nemo would have been.
Yeah, but it was so long, and I'm just so glad that we were spared. Who knows what would have happened had we had to do an 8-chapter whatever piece of trash was in that other story.
No.
If you're in this show, sometimes we just miss out. Other times we hit a home run. This time I think we did a bit of both. And yeah, and we're suffering because of it, the both of us. Me probably suffering just a little bit more than him. Hey, keep that over there. Hey, you spasming over there? Keep it down. The review's not done yet. Okay. So overall, the Alvin and the Chipmunks won. It was short. It was weird. I liked it. It was
Dave
fun.
died.
Dave died off screen. Alvin died off screen, but whatever.
He got shot in the head.
He got shot with a shotgun. Oh.
Why?
I don't know.
Makes no sense.
But you want to know what really doesn't make sense, Chief?
No.
All of the Finding Nemo story.
Marlin and Dory are in love.
That's the least of our problems here, Chief.
Why are they in love? They weren't supposed to be.
I don't know.
They're just friends.
Like we said in the last episode, fanfics fall into like 3 different categories. This once again fell into the taking itself too seriously, taking itself so seriously that up 21, 22 chapters was a good idea. I'm voting for the Alvin and the Chipmunks fanfiction to be our winner tonight. Cheese?
Yeah. I'm voting for Alvin.
I wouldn't have seen that coming. You really liked the Finding whatever story.
No, Alvin.
Alright, well, I guess that Alvin wins this episode. Dave's death wins. I didn't see that. Dave's death. Dave's death. Dave's death. Dave's death. Dave's death. Dave's death.
Dave's death.
We've been healed by the power of Alvin and Chipmunks fanfiction.
We don't really know what's going on anymore. No, take this one.
Did you like this episode? Please comment below and subscribe. Are you alright? Is your back okay? Oh no, oh no, oh no. And so, Dominic and Brett jumped off the bridge, throwing themselves into the icy waters of Manhattan. The end. Any questions?